Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. Another beautiful Florida day. I'm the only one with a tie on, so congratulations. Well, I got the sheriff's over here. If you do, take them off. In about 10 days, we have Memorial Day, and I want to start this morning with doing the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'd ask you to think about all of those who gave and sacrificed for this country. So please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. I'd like to recognize, and we'll have him say a few words later, a couple of my compatriots, Commissioner Pendergrass. Can't miss him.
Hey, over here, Big Cecil.
Our senior member, Commissioner Mann, who's taught me a lot over the last months and stuff like this. He was going to bring his guitar, but I said, I don't know if that's right. Our Commissioner Ruane's involved in a conversation this morning with Southwest Management, Florida Management, and Brian Hammond is with the Tourist Development Council. So they couldn't be here this morning, but the great team, and look forward to working with them every day. I can't recognize everybody. Like a few folks here that I would like to. We have from the Village of Estero, former mayor, Bill Ribble. Bill?
Used to was.
Used to was? and the new power, and his wife, and Joanne. Welcome. We've got, let's see, they gave me a list here to make sure I don't miss anybody here. Let's see. Jim Bosch. I saw Jim.
Here, folks.
Yep. Okay. Councilman Jim Ward and Councilman Larry Feisel and stuff like that. Also, to the new guys. Larry and I were talking. He said, it took me a while to find a chair that my feet could hit the floor. And I said, I understand, since we are the towers of Southwest Florida. So, from our Sheriff's Office, Southeast District, we have Lieutenant David Leibid over here. Okay. And Captain Blake Lee. We talk a lot about our first responders. I worry about these folks every day. They keep us safe, and always keep them in your prayers. And thank you for everything you do every day for us. Also, from the Estero Fire and Rescue, the other part, and that's Chief Vanderbuck. Chief, back there. Thank you very much for all you do. Okay. Let's see. I want to make just a couple of comments about the project itself. They say that good things take time, and this has taken some time, but we're finally underway, and that's the great thing. So what I'd like to do first, though, one of the people that's been involved in this from the beginning is Commissioner Pendergrass. He's attended innumerable meetings. He helped me get up to speed, when I started trying to understand this project, because when I first came aboard, what I did was I drove this road, I can't tell you how many times, to try to understand the challenges on here. So, Cecil, can you say a few words, please?
Oh, thank you. Well, good morning, and thank you all for being here this morning. And like Commissioner Sandali said, this has been a long project. I'd like to bring you back a little bit in time. Let's go back 7 years ago. So 7 years ago, myself and Commissioner Kiker, who was the prior Commissioner of District 3, started this project, this discussions. And thank you, Commissioner Sandali, for bringing this project home for the last couple of years, because this has been a project, and it was a long-awaited project here in Lee County. We needed it, and it's coming through now. So it's Lee County's commitment to building roads in Lee County. Anywhere you go in Lee County, either it's Lehigh Acres or the repaving and Homestead and Kismet and North Cape, the projects out there. Throughout Lee County, we're committed to road projects. But this one here is going to be really, really vital to this area. With all the new residential areas, working with the Village of Estero, it's going to be a great project. Look forward to the final road. And again, thank you for everything. Remember Commissioner Kiker, this was one of his main projects too. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
I'd also like to ask Commissioner Mann to come up. He's taught me things I should know and things I probably shouldn't know. But he's the best. Thank you.
That was just far enough. Thank you very much. Folks, I want to say thanks first to all our crack Lee County staff that's in attendance today, and a lot of them, of course, we got 2,500 of them behind us up there doing their work while we're out here celebrating and patting ourselves on the back. But we grow in Lee County in bad years, 10,000 new population every year, 10,000. And I think I just heard right that last year during the pandemic, it was closer to 18,000. Just an incredible year. Any government agency that can keep up with that kind of massive growth, that's like having to build the infrastructure for a whole new little city every year and get it done. And we're doing it, and we're doing it well because we got the best crack staff in America right here in Lee County. Amen? Yes, let me there and amen. You betcha. And one just thank you for the folks that never get the thank yous, but they do all the real hard, heavy lifting. That's the little taxpayers of Lee County. Let's hear it for the taxpayers. Thank you very much.
I'll just make a few comments about this project. You know, when I was asked by the governor in 19 to accept this role, I started making a list of priorities, and certainly when infrastructure was one of the big ones, as Commissioner Mann said. And so I came down to Corkscrew Road. I talked to the village, and I drove this road, I can't tell you how many times, at different times of the day, on weekends and so on and so forth, so I could understand what some of the challenges were, where the opportunities were, where some of the challenges were. And this, when I looked at our priority list, this was right at the top. And so I knew that our staff had made a very diligent move, to put this on top and to push it along as far as we can. I think we've seen the intersection of 75 and that work being done and is progressing very nicely, and the work now starting on phase 1. I'll let our DOT staff talk a little bit later, about where we're going that and what some of the timelines are. But the original design, I guess, was completed in 2006. One of the things I've learned is that roads take time, and they take money, and they take patience. So thank you all for your patience, and it's good to see the trucks out there getting started. There will be a wildlife crossing as part of this project, and as we look at new projects, we look at green space, we look at movement for the animals, we look at water, so on and so forth. The main north-south stormwater flowways will come from north of Alico, and it will come south, and that'll help improve everything. And speaking of water, I think we have a unique experience here in Estero. We had Ben Allen, who finished in the top 10 in The Voice, and now we have Casey Bishop, who's in the top 5. So I don't know what's in the water down here, but we got some talented people, and they're young and talented. So congratulations. Vote for Casey on Sunday night. The proposed expansion to 6 lanes with additional turn lanes will also help solidify a number of different conflicts in the road, and I'll have Randy go through that later. And with that, I'd like to introduce Randy Searcy. I have asked Randy too many questions too many times. He's always patient with me and explains it, and I'll have him explain it to you now. So, Randy?
Randy Searcy, all right.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you all for coming. This has been a project's been a long time coming. I'd like to thank Johnson Engineer for the design, Cougar for being low bid on the contract, and AIM Engineering, the CI, is going to watch over them. Johnson's hard at work on phase 2 as well, from Bellaterra out to Alico Road. I think we're about 90% plans and the permitting's in, so we should have that fairly soon, within a year or so. We'll start that phase 2 as soon as we get the permits in place and bid that project as well. So we'll have the whole corridor under construction at some point in time. I'd like to say that there'll be no congestion, no noise or dust. That's just not true. But we have a really good team on board to deal with that, and that's what we do. We're fairly reactive when we get complaints or concerns. We have Jennifer Dorning, and the PIO has the website up there with any comments or questions. Please ask. We'll be 6-laning from Ben Hill Griffin to Firehouse Lane because the permits were in place and the embankment was in place to enable that. We'll 4-lane to Bellaterra on this phase. We're working with the Village of Estero and the sidewalks, landscaping, and streetlights. So, again, it should be a good project, and please bear with us. Any comments or questions, we'll react as fast as we can. Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Transportation.
Randy, thank you. And I would like to also add on, I'd like to thank the Village of Estero and their leadership, past and present. We've done some projects together. It works, and they do a great job. And so to everybody on the village, thanks. Great partnership. And with that, I'd like to invite people to move over to the pile of dirt over here. we're going to do, I'll let our team explain the whole process. We'll do one fake shovel thing, and then in the next one we'll actually dig a little bit of dirt. So, you ready? Let's go.